Listening the knowledge of your being is always by the teacher, the master who has qualified, who had come to the zero state of his mind where he can be the dead and he can make the idle to move. You can make the epics to life. So that where you get the one, the master who is the experienced one, whose experiences are matching with all the epics of the world. That apex becomes the mirror for that one. So when you reach and sit near the one, the master, he will give you the higher degree of education, how to get out of this dead body. We'll say Om. Today's question is, my master, please throw light on the sayings of Lord Buddha. Buddha says, just as a tree, although cut down, sprouts up again if its roots remain uncut and firm. Similarly, until the craving that lies dormant is rooted out, suffering springs up again and again. Hari Om. What Lord Buddha wants to speak to, what Buddha wants to give message today to all of us. Any message given by any Buddha, Buddhist. Buddha means one who has experienced the conscious, who had experienced the soul, who had experienced the energy, who had found the way out from this birth and death cycle. So, the one Buddha, the enlightened one, when speaks to the world, that always gives the message to get you in the same point, same way, same destination as they were. They have nothing other than the liberation. They have nothing other than the enlightenment, nirvana. So, if you are happy and satisfied in your life today, in your what is that physical, materialistic, outside, external, dead life. Because it is said dead is, with the body dies, everything will die. So if you are happy coming back to this world of birth and death, where you gather the things and again you become beggar, the next birth again, sometime born as a beggar, sometime born as a king, sometime born as a lower class, lower middle class, and just struggle in your life, and at last die like a beggar, empty hands, and go to the dust, then again come out of the dust. So if you want the life in the same cycle of birth and death, then people like Buddha are of no use for you. Then people of Rama, Krishna, Mahavira, Jesus, Muhammad, Kabir, Farid, Guru Nanak, Ram Paraman, Sai Baba, Meera, Sahajo, Lalla are of no use for you. Lao Tse, Socrates have no use for you. So it is better that you continue your life in the materialistic world, the dead world, the way you are living. no need of hearing them, no need of listening, no need of going to them. And if at all you think that by going to the temple, church, gurdwara or mosque, and we are going to get the materialistic, the dead things, you will never get it. Never. No temple, gurdwara, mosque or church in the world can give you anything except the God. If you want the God, they are open. If you don't want, you are going to the wrong windows. Yes, when you go for your demand wrongly asked, you have been given for the next birth, and every birth is a curse. Every birth is a curse. Nobody in the world is happy. So, if you want to get into the world of Godism, if you want to get into the God world, the God home, the enlightened world, the spiritual masters people, those who have been on this earth, in their home, where all this Ram, Krishna, Buddha, Mahavira, Jesus, Muhammad, Kabir, Farid, Ram Paraman, Sai Baba, Meera, Sahajo, Lalla, Lauja Sugrat, Guru Nanak Dev, all are staying, and many more. If you want to go to their world, then you are welcome for these things. And just listening also will not work. Because if you want to listen, your whole body should become ear. Listening by only these small ears will not work. Your whole body should become ear. What does it mean? Because everybody is not the listener. Hardly you will find, extreme hard, there are hardly, you can say, 10% of that ratio what I say, 7 lakh. In the world, 70,000 maximum people are trying to hear, and 7,000 are all heard, listened. They don't want any more listening because they are having the one who is speaker inside. So they are speaker and listener simultaneously, like the ears and mouth we have. Because God is in mouth, God is in the ear. So mouth is speaking this, God is speaking, ears are listening, God is listening. So when speaker and listener combines in one, in the non-physical form, inside in the conscious form, there only, there you find the maximum 7,000 people in the world. 700 and with them is the 7,000. So 7 lakh are trying. So besides that, nobody is listening. The listening is very different art. Listening means when you sit to listen, you should make your whole body an ear. Means inside all thoughts should stop and you should come to the still point where get ready to receive whatever is coming. No thought inside, no breakup inside, no division inside. Just focus on the listening. Every word, grasp it. So that taking the words externally is not the grasping. This is not the listening. Words when go inside. And inside going words means there is no thought, there is no conflict of thoughts. You are nowhere in the left or right or up and down state. You are sitting at the central point with a just listener. You are complete in present, and that is why in the temple, gurdwara, masjids, we had made the rules that before entering in, just put your chappal shoes in the rack, go and wash your face, feet. It was only to get you prepared that you are going on some special place. To make difference, to make attention to you. That whatever you are doing at your home, office or anywhere will not be worked here. So during that point, when you are stepping down, when you are putting your shoes off, when you are going for washing your face, that's when all the religions, maximum in the world you will find, the beginning is like that, they have to wash. It does not mean just to washing the face and the hands or legs, because this is only muddy face, muddy hands, muddy feet. So in the mud, what is the use of putting the water? No. The main purpose is that you are going to listen to yourself inside the temple, inside the Gurdwara, inside the mosque or the church. You have to listen to you. Means whatever, wherever you are, you should be within you only. Whatever is striking to your ears, only within you only. There should be nothing touching or nothing disturbing to you. That is why the people are going to mosque, church, Gurdwara temples in the beginning of these eras, but not today. All are just copying. There is nothing like going to temple, Gurdwara, mosque and church. Anybody is worshipping today. Worship does not mean to recite. The worship does not mean to just kneel down. Worship does not mean to put garland on the idols or putting some diyas. No. Worshipping means to remain with myself only, nobody else. Even I had gone to temple with the family. I will tell my family that we will meet at the same point, this flower stall, and whoever completes should come and sit here. Because the moment you step up in the temple, Gurdwara, Mosque, church, you should be alone as you are dead. Because when you dead, the idol, the epic, the granth will start becoming live for you. Remember it. This is called worship. Your worship is of no use. It is just primary education, like children play the toys in the beginning at the childhood. So you are playing with the toys when you put thali and all. But because of no education, ignorance of your being, ignorance of worshipping, and all that ignorant people are teaching, all the primary class teachers are teaching. So there is no secondary class or the college teachers what to do. Primary education teacher will not make you the teaching of the college, because he had studied that much only. So why it is called Kali Yuga? Because here you find the primary education teacher more. Those will tell you same. And you see the one who has taken birth starts with some worshipping and the death doing the same. Child of 10 years what doing the same is done at the age of 80 by the same. No difference. All are burning the candles, all are going for reciting, all are kneeling down, all are putting garland, all are doing the prasad, seva and all. So there is no difference. Like 70 is lost, not promoted at all. Because we had only the primary teachers. What to do? In the spirituality, we don't have the teachers. We have only the religious teachers. Religious teachers can only tell you the primary education. Religious means those have no experience. They are just telling from the books, Vedas. They don't know anything about Upanishad. Upanishad means the experience of self, not about the books. So, secondary and the college education is required, and that is the subject of research. So, who will make the research? So, one who goes to the temple, Gurdwara, Mosque, church is not bad. Beginning, primary education. Without the going to the primary education, without studying the first, how can I come to the 12th? So that is the primary education. A for apple, B for banana, C for cat, this is G for God. And this. And same. What we started in the beginning at 10, 12, 15, 20 years age, same one is doing at the age of 70, reciting the same. So is there any progress? Same books, same things? No, it is not the worship. Worship is increasing within day by day, year by year. And that is the state of mind. You can calculate yourself where you stand. When you get into the temple, Gurdwara, Mosque and church, they are the examination centers for you. When you enter in the crowd, are you within you? Is there anything, thoughts, looking left and right, or going inside, making yourself dead? Making yourself dead means worshipping. When you are not making yourself dead inside, you are not worshipping. This is just the childish activities you are doing, which are taught to you. You want to show off. Show off. Remember, one who is spiritual will never take anything with them. It is not that it is rule. It is not the rule. But when they enter in the temple, they should be completely within. They don't have the time to have attention on the thali, garland, Ganeshan, this thing, that thing. No, they want to go empty hands, closing the hands, inside dying. Nothing, no disturbance between the Pandit or anybody. Only dying state. In the death, because the way you start enter in the temple Gurdwara MAAsterG, you should start dying. That is called the prana pratishtha, the putting the life in the idol or in the epic. Let it be epic. Whatever you say the spiritual granth, let it be Guru Granth Sahib, let it be Quran. If they say no photo and all, not the problem. Quran will become live, like Muhammad becomes live to give you the message. So that only happens when you step up. When you step up in your temple Gurdwara MAAsterG, you should start dying, means you should start getting lolly inside. Your mind should completely go inside, dying, your all the senses starts dying. There is no activity inside. At last only one silver line remains, silver line. And that line don't have that much power to make her decision or his decision. And that when you come to that point of silver line, in front of idol when you reach, you will not see yourself, you will see the God as alive. You will see you are died and God is alive. That is called the pran. Pran means your life. Pratishtha, give to the God idol or the epic. Otherwise, I am telling you, till that you keep on till death doing the same thing, at last you will get result only 1 out of 100. 1 mark out of 100. And you will be weeping there. At last, result will be FAIL. Because they are 100% MAAsterG, not even 35% MAAsterG. So this is why happening, because we are not the good listener. Listening the knowledge of your being is always by the teacher, the master, who has qualified, who had come to the zero state of his mind, where he can be the dead and he can make the idol to move. You can make the epics to live. So that where you get the one, the master, who is the experienced one, whose experiences are matching with all the epics of the world. That epics become the mirror for that one. So when you reach and sit near the one, the master, he will give you the higher degree of education. How to get out of this dead body. How to get out of this dead body. Just to make yourself dead before the idols. Then only your worship is completed. You have never worshipped, I am telling you. You have never worshipped. Worshipping, when you do, the God will appear in front of you. And that the God is your destination. This is what, if you continue with the bit by bit, then also will not work. Because if you come across the live master, when you come across the live master, and if you think, because naturally, in the primary education world of 99.99% population, in the world of 99.99% population means there are 699 crore 93 lakh people, those who are in the primary education, doing the same as at the time of birth, child, where they get sense, and at the time of death, doing the same. So they are failed. Then how to get it? Now you see, look into these personalities to whom we say the God. Those sayings are compiled and the books, the spiritual epics made, which is followed by billions of people today. You go through these all people, they have never worshipped in the way we worship. They have never worshipped in the way we worship. Anyone, you take it, anyone, You'll find somewhere in their books also how they are telling about that worshipping. So anyone in the world, let it be from the Buddha, Mahavira, Jesus, Muhammad, Kabir, Farid, Guru Nanak, Ram Paraman, Sai Baba, Mira, Sajo, Lalla, Laoje, Socrates, all these people in the world never worshipped as you are worshipping. It means either they were wrong or you are wrong. You are just sitting in the primary education, and at last you will be surprised and shocked when you will say that I had been praying, I had been worshipping for the last 20, 30, 40, 50 years, and how I can fail. This is a problem. You will go to the heaven 1% of your balance, 1% of your total karmas, that's all. Because you had only gone for the primary education. So that for your good deeds, primary education, you will get that sometime in the heaven. And then again you will come to the hell. This is what the game is going on. So how to get rid of this birth and death cycle? You have to dedicate yourself completely to the zero, and becoming nothing will make you everything. Becoming nothing will make you everything. Now, on the way to that Gautam journey, those 7 lakh people, now I talk about not 7,000, these 7 lakh people, those who want to come forward for the Gautam, now because the world is in the primary education, naturally these 7 lakh people, when it comes near the spiritual master, they gains from it, they get the knowledge, and so they are not completely with the degree, but still they have the knowledge of their being, not 100%, then 75, 85%, 60%. So those people who gets little knowledge, and they just tell to those 699 crore, 93 lakh people, and those people as the nursery students, thinks as that one is knowing enough, one is enough. So those people go to these all people of 7 lakh, and they shows their supremacy. It shows their supremacy on them. The primary education, like if your son is studying in the primary, in the first standard, and it is like father is just shouting at him because he is graduate. So this is what the same, that whatever you come to know, sitting with the spiritual master is very difficult to digest, because killing by the master to your mind is easy, but killing to I is very difficult. So when he just tries to kill your I, the inside sound comes. So that inside killing of your I, which can make you to move further, if not removed, then things will be worsening. Because if you are with the I, and other people, the primary education students, are also making you to feel proud. Now what happens? On this way, sometimes the disciples of the spiritual master, those who continue that journey for years together, may be diverted. Because primary education, that all that group of 699 crore 93 lakh people go to these 7 lakh people, and they hear that something special, because primary education, that all students, naturally if somebody of the even 5th standard to the 1st standard will say, oh, he knows better, she knows so much, then there are the big problems at that point. Otherwise 7 lakh people would have got liberated and enlightened, but only out of 7 lakh, there are only 70,000 come forward, and 6 lakh 30,000 drops out because of the ego. They are admired by the people, the primary education students, and then they think themselves something great, and they just make their way out from the master, and they make their way as they are the leader, they are the gurus, the masters. So in that what happens? Till the death, they knows that we are not fulfilled, but because of our ego, we had got ourselves separated. But now we cannot rejoin. So at the last, the death will tell the one that they are going into the hell, because they did all the wrong which they were not having, so that will make them completely wrong. So this is what, if inside you are not completed and you live the journey on the way, you will neither be of this world nor of the God world. You will remain as a middleman, going nowhere, neither this nor that, and dying at last will make again the same punishments of 84 lakh death and birth, and then coming to the human birth. So this is what one has to take granted, that if we are moving on the Gautam journey, we should get ourselves killed, get ourselves zero at any cost, not to save anything inside, because it's, if at all you would like to save yourself somewhere, even you are not fulfilled, your journey will be disrupted, and somewhere at the last you will be weeping that your journey is incomplete, and because of ego you had just withdrawn from the master company, and today even thousands of people are honoring you, but still you know that I am not that. I am not that. So at death one weeps because he was now neither to reach to the master of the today or the one of the yesterday. So this is what one has to continue in the Gautam journey till one is completely erased, completely dead. So once you are dead, then nothing can happen. When there is a whistle in the cooker, rice or boiled cannot be raw now. So this is what when happens, God comes forward to make you safe. If you realize during your lifetime, if no, then you are going to your next birth of cycle of birth and death. This is what the all godly people says. That is what the Buddha today is saying. Because generally on the route, when we move from our temple, Gurdwara, Mosque, Church to the frontal road of spiritual master, the spiritual God, so there then many problems comes. So we have to be very attentive when we are on the journey for the Gautam journey. There only the master requires. So what Buddha is saying today, telling the same, that if somewhere something is left inside and you leave the way on that, you may come back again in the Maya. And Maya can be in the form of first family where you were in the society, or you make the new family. And you still there is a Maya from small family to the big family. That's all. So this is what we have to decide, that if we are on the Gautam journey, we have to just make ourselves completely erased from this Mayavi world and get dissolved in one, means getting one with oneself. So this is the saying of all the saints. Today Buddha is saying, so we'll go with the saying, then only we can understand more deeply that how a journey should be towards the Gautam. Buddha says, just as a tree, although cut down, sprouts up again if its roots remain uncut and firm. What he says, Buddha is giving the example of a tree to the human beings, to those all sitting in front of him, taking the knowledge of liberation, of nirvana. He says the example of a tree, that just as a tree, although cut down, even a tree which is there is cut down, somebody cut the tree, sprouts up again, it comes up again. What is that? Sprouts up means it comes again, if its roots remain uncut and firm. If we are not removing the roots of that tree, that will come up again. If we are not removing the root of a tree and cutting the tree from the bottom, then tree chances are there that may come up again, because root is the main cause of a tree. So just as a tree, although cut down, sprouts up again if its roots remain uncut and firm. If roots remain fine, then tomorrow the tree will come again. So he says, similarly, until the craving that lies dormant is rooted out, unless the craving, yani your all that desire, greed is not removed, then what will happen? If your desire from this human birth is not removed, similarly, until the craving that lies dormant is rooted out, sufferings will spring up again and again. If root is not removed, sufferings will come again and again. So the main, he wants to say, as the roots remains and the tree is cut, the tree gives the birth to a tree again. And likewise, he says, if there is any desire left, is until the craving that lies dormant is rooted out, until that desire which we have is rooted out, is clear, suffering springs up again and again. Suffering will keep on coming again and again. So, we have to understand the life story of us is that we are based on the on the desire which we have inside. So desire is the root of our human birth. Like the one who is completely depending on the root. The tree is depending on the root, and tree is cut, roots will remain, then the tree will come again. So once you get to the track of no desire or no attachment to desire, automatically the sufferings will not come. Suffering only comes when you get attached to the desire. So this is what we have to understand, that inside the concept main of desire, we have to desire for the God. We have to aim for the desire. Desire, we should not have attachment to desire, because any attachment to the desire makes our life disturbed. Because if I want the house, if not getting house because of some reason, then I will be cursed. I will be cursed, because inside complete violence will go. Because I was thinking of home, and home is not coming because of any problem. So this will bring the collective karma, and it will get me to the next birth, because destiny will be prepared with my all disturbances. And once I understand, there will be no disturbance at all. This is what Buddha is saying, that if you are rooting out means if you have no desire, then there will be no suffering. Otherwise, even you cut, root remains. Even you remove some desires, you don't observe, suppress it, it will come up again. So better it is said, you understand that your life is totally in the cycle because of the attachment to the desire. So you have to go out from the desire, taking the desires as simply the reason for your life to move on, but not to attach to the desire. Because if the result comes, is okay, your destiny. If not coming, don't get attached. Get yourself ready to accept everything. When you accept everything in detail, your life will be completely in the fragrance of the God, because your root will be removed. If you are attached to some desire also, your roots will remain. So, how to get out of this desire from the sufferings, that suffering should not come, that we should take it granted that whole life is based on the karmas and the desires of a previous birth. If desires are not fulfilled, there must be something good done by our Creator, the God. That's why He is doing this. Because my karmas are to be burnt, my accounts are to be burnt here. If I keep on complaining, if I keep on saying wrong, if I keep on making myself disturbed, tensed or worried, then what will happen? The karma will be stored because your desires are not satisfied and your karmas are stored, means the next birth will come. And this will keep on going from the birth to the death and death to the birth. So that's why it is said not to make anything in such a way that you cannot live without any desire which you have. So, if we are aware of ourselves, the desire attachment will go off and automatically the sufferings will not be there. So this is what we have to understand through these Buddha sayings, that a tree when cut, we have seen that when tree is cut and root is not removed, that root will again bring the tree again. Likewise, he says that if desire inside you, which is say as root, not removed, if suggestions, if inside that my desires, attachments are not removed, if I am not in a relaxed mode, naturally my sufferings will suffer more. So we have to make ourselves do karma, not to attach to any result of the desire, the karma. So whatever is happening is all good, whatever happened is all good, whatever will not happen, whatever will happen will be fine. I will have no complaint absolutely at all. I had made many complaints, and because of those complaints I had come today in this birth, so I will have no complaints. Let the God decide. Let the God decide, my creator, my sustainer, my destroyer. So when you leave everything to the God, God comes in front of you to make your everything fine. So we have to make ourselves which way we want to go. Do we want to go to the God home, or should we keep continuing this death world? Make questions to yourself, and the answer will be that we do not want this world, we want to go to the God home. So going to the God home will make your life completely in bliss here, and after this you will be completely in bliss. So we should not make ourselves with that attachment to desire, which will bring the roots, and automatically the life is complete bliss with the God. So make yourself happy.